that know me, I'm Ashley Hall. For those of you that don't know me, I'm introducing myself as Ashley Hall. So good morning to you guys. Once again, we just jamming out to a little bit of music here. We do not own the rights to this. Thank you, YouTube, for helping us out with our jams this morning. So y'all, we are starting this segment called G.I.T.W. on Fridays, going into the weekend. So we couldn't leave you guys hanging, so we're going to go on into the weekend with some great fourth surge COVID information. So come on in, come on in. In the meantime, who we got over here?
Ms. Kimlin Taylor, also youth prevention specialist for Wellness Point. That's about it.
Okay then. Hey, Miss Kim. Good morning, Miss Kim.
Yeah, we're one short, y'all.
That's all right. Miss Deborah is handling her business down in our Marshall area, getting them all taken care of. So good morning, good morning.
Good morning, Miss Lavette, Miss Yolanda Jones,
Hey, hey.
Miss Tammy Barnes. Good morning.
Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Thank y'all for joining us. We're so happy to be here, y'all. It's Friday. Even though it's raining outside, hey, we made it through another week.
Yes, we
We
did.
are grateful, grateful.
Absolutely.
Miss Tammy Barnes said, y'all jamming. Brighter days.
Yes. We got to stay motivated. Brighter days are coming.
Miss Carolina, buenos dias.
Hey, hola, ¿cómo estás, Gemita?
Good morning, Miss Patricia.
Hey, Miss P, Patty P.
Quick draw.
Good morning, Bug Rock. Yes, y'all come on in, come on in. Of course, like and share. Share. Good morning.
Miss Karina says good morning.
Hey. That's Karina Ruiz?
Yes.
Ooh, hey, Karina. Welcome to the prevention world over here.
Miss Carolina, she says, muy bien, gracias, you too.
¿Y tú? Good. Be in. Gracias. Yes. Thank y'all for joining. Come on in. We'll give y'all a few more minutes to share this video. Some more people to come on in. But y'all, we are ready to give you this information. Got some great stuff here for you today.
Miss Shantae said good morning, Queens.
Hey, Queen. Yes, back at you. It's VIP right there.
Miss Tammy, we want to thank you for tagging a few of your friends. We appreciate that. Thank you, Miss Tammy.
Yes. Hey, this part right here. Friday. What's your part? You got the alto part.
I got that part.
Oh.
I don't know where it is though. I can't find
Let's
it.
see. I'm here. Friday. Oh, it don't beat first. Friday. Y'all can nod y'all
There
head
you
and
go.
sing to this
There
too.
you go.
Shoot, we got to keep ourselves encouraged. It's gonna be a
Absolutely.
brighter day. Yes, even when the sun ain't shining,
That's
it's
right.
still gonna be a brighter day. So good morning.
Good morning, Miss Sherry, Miss Jessica.
Hey, Miss Sherry. Hey, Miss Jessica. How y'all doing out there this morning? Anybody got any weekend plans?
I have no weekend plans, but I just plan to do anything and everything I plan to do.
That's great.
Like that.
I'm not up there, man. Just gonna work a little bit and hopefully relax.
Relax is a good
Just
one.
relax.
Yeah.
Yes, as of right now. But of course, I always find something to do.
Of course.
All right, y'all. It is 11:05, so we are going to go ahead and move forward with this presentation for today. Once again, welcome. In this segment, like I said, this is called G.I.T.W. So you guys can look forward to these every Friday at 11 o'clock. And we started these segments because we are transitioning or have transitioned our Tuesday presentations over to Instagram. So for those of you that do have Instagram, hey, y'all, look out for us on Tuesdays, 11 o'clock. For those weekly presentations. This week we covered Do You Know? What you know about cocaine. So take the time to go back and look at that. Some very enlightening information about cocaine. But on Fridays on Facebook, we will be here. G.I.T.W. Put it on your calendars. reminders, however you need to be reminded. Facebook Live, Youth Prevention, we will be here going into the weekend. So today, y'all, we're going to be talking about this fourth wave of COVID. And I know a lot of us are concerned. A lot of us, have been vaccinated. There are some that have not. We're still kind of on the bridge, but it's your choice. It's your choice. And we just kind of want to give you a little bit of information about what's going on around us, okay? So COVID-19 fourth wave, what you need to know. So after weeks of steady decline, COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations are creeping back up. The U.S. is seeing on average 63,000 new coronavirus infections each day, about the same amount recorded in mid-July during the summer surge or the second wave of last year. And an increasing number of Americans are being admitted to hospitals for COVID-19 treatment. While the climb in cases and hospitalizations may feel like a deja vu, health experts are hopeful that this fourth wave will be different from previous peaks in this pandemic. So just staying careful. We do know that there's a new variant out there. I'm kind of going to cover a little bit of information on that. Even for those that have been vaccinated, y'all still, be precautious. We just have to be precautious. So let's talk about these variants and how they could send the cases soaring. So that's not to say that the current trends, the cases that are already out, the trends that are already here, are less worrisome. Vaccinating the most vulnerable drives down hospitalizations and deaths. But it is important to note that less severe cases are not entirely harmless. I'm going to say that again. Less severe cases are not entirely harmless. So just to break that down a little bit, y'all, just because you're not hospitalized and your symptoms may be very small, that does not mean that they are not harmless. So still take care of yourself. And that comes from Cash Goldwasser points out. Even in a mild infection, there is a risk of what you call long COVID, or some of these complications that we hear about. So have any of you guys ever heard of long COVID? Do y'all know what long COVID is? Just see.
Yeah.
It kind of tells you a little bit what it is.
They've had some people on Channel News, Channel 7 yesterday. They talked about long COVID, and it's very interesting because everybody don't really have the same side effects. It's all different.
Absolutely. All of the side effects are different. So let me talk a little bit about long COVID, y'all. Long COVID is the term coined to describe your lingering symptoms, which are fatigue, headaches, brain fog, and shortness of breath, and that's just to name a few, that can persist weeks, sometimes even months after a coronavirus infection. A report from the CDC and Prevention found that as many as 35% of people with just mild cases of COVID-19 still felt its effects weeks after testing positive for the virus. One difference at this stage in the pandemic could drive up case counts, even as more Americans get vaccinated, is the continued spread of new virus variants, some of which are more contagious and potentially more lethal. The CDC Director Rochelle Walensky recently announced that the B as in boy, 117, that's the new variant, B as in boy, 117 variant, first identified in the United Kingdom, is now the most common lineage circulating in the United States. So the new variant is B117 for those of us that had not heard that. So far, more than 16,000 reported COVID cases have been caused by this variant, and spikes are occurring in a number of states. These states including Michigan, Minnesota, Florida, Colorado, California, and Massachusetts. And the CDC has shown on this data. So this is not something that I'm just making up, but this information did actually come from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. So, y'all, let me talk to you a little bit about this pandemic fatigue. Pandemic fatigue.
So real.
Pandemic fatigue, again. Pandemic fatigue, just to kind of give you a little overview before I read this, we tired of wearing these masks. We tired of having to wash our hands. We're tired of having to sanitize. It's like a whole, to do just to get out. You get out at the grocery store, dang, I forgot my mask. Let me go back. Shoot, let me wipe down this boogie. So because things are opening back up, and because we are tired of having to do this stuff in this new norm, we are in what we call pandemic fatigue. But we cannot completely let our guards down.
That's right.
So pandemic fatigue also threatens the cases for an uprise in COVID. So another factor that could determine whether current trends continue to climb in pandemic fatigue. The combination of a year of restrictions and the growing availability of vaccines is leading some to let their guards down and socialize more and to do more things. But doing so could result in devastating consequences, and health experts are pleading for Americans to stay the course. In an April 7th press briefing, Andy Slavitt, White House senior advisor for COVID-19 response, said, better days are on the horizon, and even predicted that a more normal 4th of July holiday is within reach. But he also warned that all of the progress that has been made can be reversed if the public lets down their guard. We need to keep being careful, and we need to get shots into arms. And if people get vaccinated as soon as they possibly can and continue to practice these measures, hopefully we will be able to keep things under better control and not see such a large surge. So y'all, this is very, very important. And I will even say, pandemic fatigue is real, because having to wear a mask and, we don't got as creative as we can get with the mask, all different, kinds and colors. And, we're doing everything we can just to be okay. But continue to protect yourselves and the people that are around you. Even if, like I said, if we have been vaccinated, still just protect you and the people around you. So this is happening fast, though unevenly. So far, about 17% of U.S. adults are fully vaccinated. And the vaccines appear to be effective at preventing severe illness and death from all strands currently circulating, including the new B.1.1.7 variant. So I do know that there were some, questions about, is the vaccine covering this new strand? Yes, the vaccine is covering the new B.1.1.7 variant. And this is what Hanich told NPR's All Things Considered. So it's a race to get people vaccinated before the fast-spreading variant takes over. Wow. So it's going to be critical for us as individuals, y'all commit to wearing masks.
That's right.
Keep your gatherings small to protect communities in these upcoming weeks. And communications. Melissa Nolan, a professor of epidemiology at the University of South Carolina's Arnold School of Public Health, says the current uptick could in fact be followed by yet another flare-up in cases this summer. Our models are suggesting June as another peak, approximately a quarter the size of last summer, she says, as a result of adults and children who remain unvaccinated. Indeed, the trajectory and duration of the surge will depend on a lot on how quickly people get vaccinated and what Americans and their state and local governments do in the meantime. So with that being said, follow what your state is telling you to do. Okay, even though we don't like it, but wear your mask. Wear your mask. I don't say about everything. Wear your mask. Okay. Like I said, I do know that things are opening up, and we're becoming more lax. I see it every day.
Yeah,
Going into stores. And it's a choice, you know, since the mandate has been given and saying that we don't have to wear the mask, you know, people don't. They have that option. But me, I'm wearing my mask, okay? I'm gonna wear mine, all right? So, you know, do what's best for you and protect yourselves. Ms. Kim, what you got?
Okay, so I'm gonna talk a little bit more about ways to arm your immune system and how to fight coronavirus. I'm getting papers in here. So our immune systems are designed to fight off sicknesses and viruses. But unfortunately, the immune system can be worn down by many typical things that we do in modern life. For example, stress, lack of exercise, and unhealthy eating. This prevents our bodies from effectively fighting off sickness. So I have a list of about 5 things that we can do to work on building that immune system. And number 1 is reducing stress. And that is like easily said and done. You know, a lot of times you have to put forth the effort to try to learn how to reduce whatever is stressing you out. You have to learn how to de-escalate that.
Yes.
And basically it says when we're stressed out, our bodies produce stress hormones, which tax the immune system. So the most important thing to do is to reduce it. And so one of the things that it mentioned was taking short breaks throughout the day. One of the things I do is sometimes when I'm in the office and I have the opportunity, I get up and I walk around. And then that kind of takes off a little edge sometimes. It kind of clears your mind. Another thing you can do is breathing exercises. And one of the new things and the new things that we're hearing about is mindfulness. I think I've had about 3 or 4 classes, trainings on mindfulness, and it's really a good technique. I really don't have a lot of time to go into it, but y'all can Google it, and it's mindfulness. And one of my favorite exercises that we did do in the training was basically just sitting in your chair and just listening, sitting very still and just listening, and then for like so many seconds, kind of listen and tune into what you actually hear in your surroundings, and that was pretty cool for me. So reducing stress is one. The second one is sleep whenever you're tired, and that was something new. I've never heard of that. Sleep whenever you're tired. A lot of times from this article, we're so busy jumping up doing stuff, and we always, our to-do list is always longer than what we get done, and so we kind of fall into a pattern of stressing ourselves out, trying to get stuff done, don't have enough hours in a day, and we're using caffeine, and the caffeine is really masking the fact that we're really tired. And so sometimes, when we reach for that coffee, that black tea, that soda, whatever, that kind of gives us a little pep, but we're still tired. And so basically, the article says, slow down. If you need to take a nap, take a nap. And so I also Googled the recommended hours of sleep, and for most teenagers, it recommended 8 to 10 hours a day. And for most adults, 7 to 9. So being the person that I am, I don't get 7 to 9. It's a lot less than 7, so I'm gonna work on that. So, all right, and the third suggestion for building your immunity, boosting your immunity, was consuming immunity boosting vitamins. Now that's easier said than done again. A lot of us don't like to take vitamins. Some of us grew up taking vitamins. But basically, if you don't like to take vitamins, there's also foods that you can eat to boost your immune system. And so it says to support your immune system, you can eat immunity supporting foods like citrus fruits, garlic, and spinach. If your immune system is already weak, it can also be helpful to supplement with key vitamins and minerals that may have become depleted, like vitamin C, vitamin B, vitamin D, and zinc. And that vitamin D is really crucial. All right, and the number 4th one is reduce inflammation. Now this one right here was an ouch for me, because it says, start out, sugar, processed meats, vegetable oils, and alcohol tend to be inflammatory foods. So it basically just, wreaks havoc into our immune system. So those are the things we need to stay away from. And so basically, in order for us to increase that immune system, we need to lower our sugar intake. Stay away from them sandwiches. That's me. The processed meat, not a lot of fried foods and vegetable oil. That's how I know, Michelle.
Y'all, I'm sure y'all want Michelle Hayes did.
Yeah, that right there. I know alcohol, that's not a problem, but kind of concentrate on those areas. Because I know as I get older, the inflammation don't be playing. That knee get to hurt and whatever. Like, okay, I know what it is. What you eat yesterday, I already know. And the last thing to increase and support our immune system is to exercise. But it says exercise, but not too much. And so what it says is exercise can be one of the best things to boost your immune system, but we have to be careful about overdoing it.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of times too, with us being in this pandemic and not being able to get out to the gym, people missing the gym, missing their regular routine. Sometimes we want to overdo it. Basically, walking versus where you were working out maybe an hour in the gym. There's other things you can do. Maybe walk around a little bit for about an hour 45 minutes, but not to overdo it. Because, we know when we overdo it, when you go to bed and wake up with body aches the next day, it's pretty much overdone it, And you want to kind of gradually get yourself back into that. You can't just start in full beast mode when you left off at 19, because 20 we really didn't do too much either. It's not going to happen. But you want to gradually get yourself back there. And just don't overdo it, just a little bit at a time, gradually, So anyway, those are what I had for increasing your immunity. So we have some more information that we're going to cover together.
Y'all, that was some great information that Ms. Kim gave. That hit home. Even though we are in this pandemic and we're going through pandemic fatigue, y'all, we can't let it consume us. And that's what I heard in there. We get so bogged down. We are, fretful and, worried because we don't know. I mean, you don't know who's walking and has COVID or who you might be around that, is leisurely doing things. So that's why I say we always have to protect ourselves. But at the same time, we don't want to walk around and live in fear. So we still have to do those things that we would normally do. We are just going to, adjusting and adapting. So at this point, you really have to take some of those things and take your life back. You can still live. We just have to adjust it. And like Ms. Kim said, just, incorporate these things that we maybe weren't incorporating, or even if we were, and then, having to stay at home every day. We, went lax on this stuff. You took vitamins every day before you walked out the door. But now because you're having to work at home, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. So take your life back, okay? Get moving. Even if it's walking around your house or your apartment complex, whatever, we still have a life to live. We still have, things to do and stuff to take care of. So let's ease those things back into our daily routine. It's okay. It's going to be a brighter day.
Yes, it is.
So we are going to talk to you guys about some important ways to slow the spread of COVID-19. And y'all, that's simply washing your hands. We're just going to go over washing your hands. This may sound very basic, but this is the number one thing that has been proven to stop the spread of viruses. Not just COVID, but germs and viruses, period. Okay? Period. Okay? Hand washing is one of the best ways to protect yourself and your family from getting sick. To prevent the spread of germs during the COVID-19 pandemic, you should wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds, or use a hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol to clean hands before and after. Before and after doing these things, before you touch your eyes, your nose, or your mouth, before touching your mask, before entering and leaving a public place, touching an item or surface that may be frequently touched by other people, such as door handles, tables, gas pumps, shopping carts, or electronic cashiers and registers or screens. Now that's a big one for me.
Yeah.
You know, when you go in the store, you're paying with your card. You got to put your PIN number in. You gotta be real careful with that, because I look at some of those things and I'm like, man, that thing is nasty, though. You know. So when you get back to your card, you know, sanitize your hands until you can get to soap and water. And the gas pumps, y'all. We don't think about this stuff sometimes because we leisurely do it. We're used to doing it. But, you know, be precautious when touching these things. Next, washing your hands is easy. And it's one of the most effective ways to prevent the spread of germs. Clean hands can stop germs from spreading from one person to another and throughout an entire community, from your home and workplace to child care facilities and hospital. So let's follow these 5 steps every time. So you're going to wet your hands with clean running water, warm or cold. Turn off the tap and apply soap. Why do we do this? Because hands could become recontaminated if placed in a basin of standing water that has been contaminated through previous use. Clean running water should be used, and turning off the faucet after wetting your hands saves water. Number 2, lather your hands by rubbing them together with the soap. Lather the back of your hands, between your fingers, and under your fingernails. Why do we do this? Lathering and scrubbing hands creates friction, which helps lift dirt, grease, and microbes from the skin. Microbes are present on all surfaces of the hand, often in particularly high concentration under your fingernails. So the entire hand should be scrubbed. Scrub your hands for at least 20 seconds. If you need a timer, let's hum. Happy birthday, okay? And that will do that 2 times, and that's your 20 seconds. You hum it from the beginning to the end twice, just if you need a reminder, okay?
All right, and then continuing on, we're gonna rinse our hands after that. And so the same thing applies. You wanna make sure that you rinse your hands under clean running water. And the phrase, or the key phrase, is running water. And so basically, why do we wanna do that? Because soap and frictions help lift the dirt, the grease, the microbes, anything that could be germ-causing issues to your skin. You wanna rinse all of that off. And then what you don't want to do is actually rinse water in standing water. Always make sure it's running. That's the key thing, running water, not standing water, to make sure, because if you're using standing water, you can recontaminate your hands, and then you have to start the whole process over. Okay. Dry your hands using a clean towel or air dry them. Why? Germs can be transferred more easily to and from wet hands. Therefore, hands should be dried after washing. All right, so we're gonna move on to use hand sanitizers when you can't use soap and water. Washing hands with soap and water is the best way to rid of germs in most situations. If you don't have water readily available, you wanna use a hand sanitizer, at least with 60% of alcohol in it. Sanitizers can quickly reduce the number of germs on the hands in many situations. However, sanitizers do not get rid of all types of germs, and hand sanitizers may not be as effective as getting rid of visibly dirty, greasy grime that you may see. So how to use sanitizer. Y'all, this may seem very basic, but we're gonna just go over it anyway. Get you whatever size you have, palm squeeze. Put it in your hands. This is really liquidy. Put it in the palm of your hands. Rub, rub, rub. And like Miss Ashley did, you want to go all over every surface of your hand, your fingers, in between your fingers, as much as you can get, okay? And with me, I like to do this for that 30 seconds, you know, same thing like you were doing with that birthday song. Just kind of get it all off until it's nothing, you don't feel anything. So it says the CDC Life is Better with Clean Hands, their campaign. It encourages adults to make hand washing part of their daily everyday life, and it encourages parents to wash their hands to set a good example for their children. So, y'all, my little 3-year-old granddaughter, every time I get my hand sanitizer, I have her hand up there. So we already getting, we doing it really good. And so, and I do keep hand sanitizer in the car, in my purse. I mean, hand sanitizer is everywhere, especially like what you said earlier, being in the grocery store, it kind of grosses me out. And so then, having to put your keypad, your PIN number in after the purchase, then leaving out the door, opening up the door. It's like literally I'm sitting up in the car, I'm doing my hands. Y'all, I take this and put it on my steering wheel. Because I'm like, I don't know what it is, but I'm doing this to the steering wheel. Like, just anything I could possibly cut down on contaminating myself, recontaminating myself, and spreading it.
Right.
So,
Right.
the information that we read all came from the CDC, which is the Center of Disease Control and Prevention. And the earlier information I gave on the immune system, that also came from an article called Psychology Today.
Okay. And y'all, my information came from aarp.com.
AARP.
And www.npr.org. So another regimen, just to kind of piggyback off of what Ms. Kim said, I have young children, and so when I pick them up from school, y'all, I keep a can of Lysol in my car, and I let those windows down when they get in, and I'm like, hold up the bottom of your feet, and I get to work in that Lysol. Come on, windows down. Shh, like, mama. No, okay, and I give them hand sanitizer, and then as soon as we get home, go soap and mama, we already know, soap and water. Soap and water. And so periodically, like even on the weekends, I'll say, if an hour or two has gone by, all right, y'all, it's time to wash your hands, soap and water. And that just has become a part of our routine, washing your hands with soap and water. We use sanitizer. I'm like, soap and water. We got access to soap and water. So, incorporate these new norms into your daily life. Y'all, once again, like I said, this is all of the information we have. We just wanted to come on here. We know that we once again going into the weekend, numbers are rising. Stay safe. Stay safe. This is also a part of prevention, and prevention is what we do. If we can cover anything on our platform to help our community, that is what we're here to do, and that's what we love to do. So, if you guys have any new information for us, put it in our chat box and say, hey, we saw this, or I saw this. Can y'all cover this? Can y'all talk about this on the next presentation? Y'all, we are open to that. All we want to do is educate, and here's a big key, y'all. Education without application means nothing.
Absolutely.
So, just because you got the information, because you educated, and because you got the knowledge, that don't mean nothing. If you are not applying it, it's null and void. So when you get knowledge, learn new things. When you are educated, learn new things, applicate it. Okay? Apply it. Apply these things. And that's what every facet of our life. That's what we want our kids to do. When we tell them something, I showed you how to do it, I told you how to do it, now go do it. Okay? Educate, applicate. And that's what we want to do in the realm of prevention as well. So once again, if you guys don't have anything for us, that's all we got, y'all. It's Friday. Okay? Once again, my name is Ashley Hall. Our Facebook page, if you are not following us, is Strengthening Families, and also Strengthening Families program on Instagram. It is Youth Prevention 2020. Always keep a lookout, y'all. We always putting some good stuff on there. So like and share. Ms. Kim, what you got?
I'm done.
You good?
I'm good.
All right. So we like to thank all of our viewers. Thank y'all for joining us today. And until next week, y'all, we're on Instagram Tuesday, 11 o'clock. Tune in, mark your calendars, turn on your notifications.
Yeah.
So that when we go live, you go live.
There you go.
All right. Y'all have a good weekend.